Michael, we'll start off with an injury update. How are the guys doing?
Usual sort of injuries with who we've got out at the minute. Jacko's a few weeks off. Tom Hamer's had surgery yesterday, so he's going to be out for a few months. But other than the ones already, Tom Bailey's still on his way back. And then Tyler, obviously, on his way back, but he's back on the grass this week, which is good, but still quite a bit of time off. So we've got our long terms that have not changed in the last week, but we've got no injuries from Monday, which is good.
Lewis Montsma obviously wasn't in the squad on Monday. Was that just precautionary on his, getting back into first action?
Yeah, Lewis is good. Lewis is feeling fine. It's just making sure that we manage Lewis as he comes back from his obviously big injuries, and he's good to go.
And Tyler back on the grass, I suppose that's another striker. Obviously with Zane as well getting his debut, it adds another striker to the mix, but a positive one, you say.
He's still a way off, but he's first back on the grass, seeing him doing his rehab, so that's good. He's not back in team training yet, so he's still quite a bit of time off, but hopefully before Christmas it'd be good to see him.
A Monday, Saturday, not something I think you've done since you've been Lincoln boss. How has the preparations changed for this weekend?
Yeah, it's a bit different because obviously we've got to recover and then go again for the weekend, but it's fine. It's probably better than a Tuesday, Saturday because we've got an extra day, so it's no problem at all. But we're looking forward to trying to get 3 points on Saturday.
Just to mention on Conor Grandall's, obviously stepped into that kind of Ethan Arahan role. Does he know how long he's going to have to deputise that for with Ethan obviously having a bit of a twitch and obviously he's made a massive step up in that role? Yeah,
no, Ethan's touch a go for the weekend, so we'll see. But Conor's played there before. Conor's played there for years, so I think he's done really well and he stepped in there and ultimately he's got the shirt there now as well. So it's not just making up the time for Ethan. He's playing really well in there. So I really like Conor. What he's done for us, he settles the game well. So and we've got lots of bodies in midfield that are chomping at the bit to start. So for me, it's about performing, and Conor's done great since he's been in there.
We heard from Jovan about the experience of Pyke Connor and Tendai, how important that is for him. You must see it firsthand how important they are in the squad. Yeah,
they've been magnificent this season. I think Pyke, the skipper, is leads by example. Really, gets the lads around him and educates them as well. But it's his leadership skills, and Tendai's coming in and fitted in really well as well. And they're a bit older in the group, but I think more than anything they lead by example every day. The way they train every day is as you would expect. Young pros who are chasing, but these guys train every day like this their last training session. I think that's probably the biggest learning the younger players can take. These guys are the best trainers as well for me. So if they're going to learn everything, it's about their everyday habits that are fantastic.
And obviously we know you're one to kind of gently put people into the starting line. We've seen it with Eric Ring and obviously Zane, who's obviously got his first FA Cup appearance. What's it like, that slow process to get someone in? Because I suppose it can be, you could have the desire to just put someone straight in, but obviously you have to nurture them in.
Yeah, I think it's a balance with everything. I have no problem putting people straight in, but I think there's times where they've got to adapt, and it has to be the right game, the right moment, or the right situation for us. And ultimately, they have to go and take someone's shirt as well. And if somebody's playing well, it's also are they playing well when they're coming on? Are they playing well from starts? I don't think there's any freebies here to get on the pitch. We have to have competition in the squad, which is fantastic. And when they do get in, they've earned it. They've earned their chance to play. They've earned their chance to start. They've earned to get on the pitch. And again, the situation with going to Chesham and taking Zane and a couple of the other young lads. Zane's been training with us for months and months and months, if not 6 months, 7 months, to get an appearance. So he's not been given it. He's earned that time on the pitch, and now his challenge is, can he stick with the group and can he keep going? And maybe he can, maybe he can't, and over time we'll see as he keeps training. But they need to keep training hard, because ultimately what I see on the training pitch is where they get the rewards with coming into the squad and starting, or staying in the squad and performing.
Looking at that front two, we see how it chops and changes. I suppose fans might want a bit of consistency, but for you as a manager, it's all about having your front two that adapt to the opponents.
Yeah, I think. And also, we haven't had everybody fit all the time. So, everybody wants consistency. I want consistency, but ultimately, it's about consistency of performance and consistency of the group, but consistency from them to score. What I'm really pleased with is when they're all scoring and they're all affecting the game. So whether that's affecting the game with the ball, without the ball, it's very easy just to say we want consistency with a front two and hopefully they score. But for me at the minute, they're all trying to fight to get a start. so they have to train well. But you're seeing them growing together, and their partnerships are growing together, and I can see that. And some are blending well with others, which is nice to see. But I'm really pleased with the front line and the options we have depending on the opposition we play against. And you know, we had Poco heading everything out on against Chesham because we knew it'd be quite a direct game, and we had Freddie the other end really fighting and trying to win for us there. So we've got loads of good options in the squad, and that's why we went again with the depth and the profiles of the players that allows us to choose the options for the best games really.
And you've got Bristol Rovers this weekend, a side that have got a near identical home record to your away record in terms of points. It's going to be quite a tight game, I imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough game. I think they've turned the corner a little bit in the last couple of games. We know how hard it is. They've got a really exciting, really powerful, really fast front four. You know, those players are good, strong, fast 1v1 players, which is really hard to deal with. They're good in transition. They're good when it's a bit messy and a bit scrappy. So we have, you know, we've got to be at our best. We're going to have to be at our best without the ball. We're going to have to be our best with the ball to try and get 3 points. And we know it's a tough place to go on the road, and we're travelling quite a bit this month, but every game's there to try and get 3 points, and that's what we're going to try and do.
And what does that do to the players? I suppose it's a less understood side of the game, but how does that travel impact your preparations and the mentality of the players?
Yeah, we're good, like, because we've got a real good process with Adam, our team ops, how we try and travel around the country and play the games, and we prepare properly, and sometimes we might train or do set pieces on the day, but we really manage how we're going to manage the travel. It does add a little bit of tiredness to the group, and that's where it's important to have depth, but ultimately I think that can be excuses sometimes, that every game we're going to have to try and attack and get 3 points. But as we know, going away from home is not easy for any team, and we want to keep building on our points that we try and pick up away from home as well as at home.